students attended at least 40 of them. And out of the 40 events that you all attended, you all won some sort of prize at 28 of them. So that's pretty good. This number was way higher than any other school in the MLH League. So give yourselves, again, a round of applause.
Did that work, Brian?
Yeah? Okay. There you go. All right, cool. In total, 58,000 hackers checked in to all of our events and came from all over the nation, sometimes outside of the US. You all who traveled to HackGT today are now part of this growing number. What's even more neat is that each of you represent at least uniquely 3,000 universities and high schools. So what does it mean to win the league? Number one reason is outside recognition. So rankings are what the outside world, outside of the hacker community, normally puts stock in. And they now understand how amazing it is for you to win at the school for all the events that you're attending. So winning the league is a way for you to show how much time and effort you put into your own community and your school even. So we at MLH recognize all that you've done, and we want to know the world. We want the world to know that as well. So the purpose of the league is not to make it hyper competitive, and it's more to recognize students, student groups like HackGT who are effective at bringing large numbers from their school to other schools. This is important because it's a way for you to spread your hacker community to other people outside of your campus. Expose others to new ideas and new opportunities and new connections. Number two, this builds the community. Participation is one aspect of helping build the community. We give you points for every event that has a critical mass of people from your school. One person attending is fine, but 6 people is way better than towards achieving a critical mass. Merit is another way that we're hoping to be able to build community. It's a way for you to recognize people that have built hacks and continue the chain effect. A great example of this happening was when the University of Maryland actually won the league and caused the school to get a huge donation, ultimately investing heavily in the hacker culture. Number 3, at the end of the day, by hosting a hackathon, you are ultimately empowering thousands of people each to continue working on amazing projects, attend their hacker clubs more regularly, and build things that will solve problems all around the world. I'd like to now share the story of how HackGT organization actually started here at Georgia Tech. So you already met Shamir. Shamir and Pav, the two of them were on their own individual paths at Georgia Tech and studying CS when they eventually collided later on. Let's start with Shamir. In 2012, after a year of just knocking out all of his core CS classes, he finally decided to go to a hackathon and that a friend invited him to. It happened to be MHacks 2 in 2013. Shamir didn't know if he could do it, but he said, why not? So not only that, he signed up to go. He started spreading the word across campus and gathered a bus full of 50 to 55 students from Georgia Institute of Tech to go experience this new phenomenon called a hackathon. Shamir didn't know what a hackathon was. It was a new concept. It looked interesting, but it was really nerve-wracking. And the closest he got to coding anything before this was a small internship he had. Otherwise, all the coding he ever did was through homework assignments. So he spent the first half of the weekend semi-lost, but also met a lot of cool people along the way. At the end of the weekend, something magical happened, and he built a Twilio app that generated a lot of buzz. He couldn't believe what he was able to build in just a weekend, and it worked. When he got back to Georgia Tech, he wanted to send more people to more hackathons and build even more things. He filled even more buses and took them to HackDuke and other hackathons across the nation. That's when he met Pav, who also had another similar vision of wanting to tell people they could build great things too. They both knew that there were thousands of students at Georgia Institute of Tech, and not just CS, but engineering overall. And they knew everyone was capable of building something great. So they, along with a few more team members, finally decided to put on their own hackathon. Shamir and Pav worked hard to make this event happen, and everything around it was towards achieving greatness. They would sit around a room for weeks and cold emailing people and not even getting any responses. They weren't as lucky as the more established hackathons at the time, like MHacks and PenApps. But through hard work, they were able to raise the money to put on the event and even saw the interest level spike. They decided, why not stop at 500? Why not host it for 1,000 students? And so they did. So they had to modify a few things. First, before CalHacks was known as HackTech, similar to Hackathon. And Hackathon at Georgia Institute wanted to stand on its own. So they rebranded to what you know today as HackGT. And 3, they also ramped up on sponsorship packages and got even more funding. In fact, the platform they were using to manage all of their acceptance emails that went out to students even wanted to sponsor them. That platform actually got them a lot of recognition that they needed to get themselves established. So HackGT was born in 2014. The most memorable part of this was when Pop jumped up on stage during the opening ceremony and starts off addressing the hackers by saying, "Achieve greatness this weekend." He wanted to make sure as many students had the ability to build things for themselves and that all they needed was just the right mindset to do so. And that's where HackGT's mission comes today. Everything from the food, to the pillows, to the announcement of the pillows, to the lovely Costco bears another year. And finally, the demos concluded. HackGT that season and solidified the organization in the hacker community. So, in closing, I'd like to share some of the previous winners of the league. And now for the final rankings of the MLH League season. Can I get a drum roll? Because I'm going to announce the top 10. 10th place is Stony Brook University. 9th place is Florida International University. 8th place is University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. 7th place is NYU. 6th place is University of Toronto. 5th place is University of Maryland, College Park. 4th place is University of Florida. 3rd place is Rutgers University.
Let's go Rutgers!
2nd place and runner-up and last year's winner of the 2016 was University of Waterloo. And the winner is Georgia Tech. I asked them what advice can they give to the new generation of the organizers and the hackers as well. And the message was still the same. So on the fun side, no matter what happens on this event, even if everything falls apart, at least make sure the food is good. Make sure the hackers aren't hungry, fed well, and have their meals on time. But on the serious note, don't be afraid to experiment. For organizers, try new formats with hackathons or organizations or anything. And remember why you're putting on a hackathon and why Georgia Tech needs this. If you passionately believe it, it'll show in everything about the event. And for you hackers, experiment with elements that make your hack up for this weekend. And lastly, make sure to enjoy yourselves. Happiness is had, not made. So to all of you aspiring to become the next winner of the league and bring recognition to your own hacker community, to your school, talk to this team after, or talk to myself or Ryan. And I also want to do a special shout out. I also want to do a special shout out to Amrita and Michael, who made HackGT 2016 possible. They also led the GT hacker community for the 2015-2016 season. And I'd like to welcome to the stage the Assistant Dean of the College of Computing, Institute of Tech, Cedric Stalwart, to say a few words and accept the award on behalf of
the... Okay, so before I start, I put all this on my phone, and while you were stalling, my percentage was going down. I guess I'm not standing out here because my speech is over here. So I guess I was scared on that, but I think we'll make it. So I transferred it to my tablet, and everything's good. First of all, who am I? My name, I had to look at my tablet to figure that out. My name is Cedric Stalwart. I'm a two-time graduate here at Georgia Tech. In fact, I took DSP in this very room. and learned how to do fast Fourier transforms in that seat right there. And fell asleep in that seat right there. But anyhow, I have an undergraduate degree from electrical engineering and a master's degree from Georgia Tech in computer science. And this is my 32nd year here at Georgia Tech. I found out where all the bathrooms were and never left. So, here we go. So it's my job on behalf, so I have the jacket on, so I have to do something official. It's my job on behalf of Dean Zvigilil of the College of Computing and the faculty and staff in the College of Computing to welcome you here and to congratulate you for all the achievements that this organization has done. And y'all put me on after Shamir's beatbox, and that wasn't fair. But I'll try to do the best I can. I thank y'all for inviting me here. And I have to be honest, I wasn't their first choice. They asked the dean, then the executive dean, then some associate deans, and then about 6 other people, some guy named Bob. And so you got me, and it took them that long to find the right person for the job. At least I would like to think that. I was asked to come here to give a few words, and they said for me to legitimize this event by having some old guy talk. And I don't need to sit up here and tell you what you already know. You guys are awesome, and that's put in a small word, but it's very true. All the potential in this room can save the world, legitimately. Legitimately. If y'all, when I got here back in '85, they said, look, yes, I said '85. They said, look to your left, look to your right, only one of you will survive. They literally, that's what they told us. And literally, it was true. Right? Now I tell students, look to your left, look to your right, and like just what she showed you with Shamir and others, you're going to be the people that change this world. These are the people you're going to change the world with. And look at what he got inspired, and look at what has happened here. If y'all go and inspire people, we literally can change the world. So, so keep that in mind. Oh, my tablet just went dead. All right. I lost my place. However, so you don't need me here to tell you you're awesome, but I will try to leave you with some inspiring words. And for those of you who know me and have ever heard me speak before, I always like to come with a little poetry because poetry tends to unite us across a lot of barriers. So this is a poem by Alan Drumgold, and it's named The Bridge Builder. An old man going a lone highway came at the evening cold and gray to a chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The sullen stream had no fear for him. But he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near, you are wasting your strength with building here. Your journey will end in the ending day. You never again will pass this way. You've crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build you this bridge in the evening tide? The builder lifted his old gray head. Good friend, in the path I have come, he said. There followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been not to me, to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. They too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I am building the bridge for them. So, were you snapping? Was someone snapping? Oh God, I didn't write it. To many in this world, hack is a bad term that's used to refer to those who want to do the world harm. Nothing can be farther from the truth. For those of you who dare to make something from nothing, to create a lot from a little, and to build mountains from the proverbial molehills. Literally, from bits of information, hackers build industries, solve problems, and connect the human race. For those who take a problem, turn it on its side, and hold on and don't let go until they've made something or run out of food. Hacking is an art form that changes the world, like jazz, rock and roll, and hip hop. It changes how we interact, how we think, and how we dream. Via distributed worldwide collaborations, hackers break down what separates us and create things that unite us in unity. So what does hacking have to do with being a bridge builder? Quite frankly, it has everything. They asked me to speak to the importance of efforts like HackGT. These efforts and those who plan, execute, and fund them provide a bridge for those who are inspired to join this effort on an equitable playing field. In this environment, the experienced can sharpen their skills and the newbies can feel at home. Those of you who participate lead us into a future where more and more people can find the freedom of expression that people call hacking. So with these words, I thank all of you for inviting me and all who are involved with HackGT. I thank MLH for the bridges that you are building and sincerely hope that you continue to build bridges of this kind no matter where your journeys may lead you. Thank you and good luck. This is ours? Okay. This is mine for my office? That's what it is. I don't know where whose dorm room is going to get lost. That's fine. What are we doing? Are we just
Someone's taking a picture, right?
Oh, they're taking pictures. Okay, over there. Why am I? You got to work.
All right, so while these people pose here, we're gonna grab the clicker and go to the next slide. So thank you so much, MLH. Thank you so much, Cedric. Those were some beautiful words. Oh my God. Cheers. But anyways, let's actually get on with the event now. Now that we've celebrated. Again, thank you, Cedric. Thank you, MLH. That was beautiful. So, just a reminder again. For all things scheduled, for all things important, go to live.hack.gt for everything that's going on. When food is, when tech talks are, when different hype events are, when the werewolf is. That's all going to be on there. So make sure to check that out. And yeah,
And now we're going to start Sponsor Expo. So we have sponsors scattered around through our event. You can start at maybe where you checked in, drop your stuff off, find a place to hack, and then make your way to the other building and just kind of walk around for a bit. Team formation activities start at 8:30.
yeah. Doing it.
Can you bring the tripod back to the front? Right, thanks.
Good morning.